Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now this is Willow. I've never turned Willow before, so it's going to be interesting to see how it turns, what the grain's like, how it finishes, etc. Now, giving it a good inspection, we've got a bit of spalting on this side and something which could be softer wood around here. So it's going to be interesting to see how it turns. I'm going to make a small little nut bowl or something like that out of it. We may colour the outside, but that would rather depend on what the wood is like underneath. Maybe a couple of cracks as well. Right, okay, this could be interesting. Let's give it a go. Standing out the way, see how round it is. Right, we're okay. I've certainly had worse. Right, I shall sharpen up and then we shall get started. That's the kind of shape we want for a kind of nut or sweet bowl. The idea is that if it's curved on the inside, then when you put your hand in to grab the sweets or nuts or whatever, they fall into your hand because, you know, they go over the edge. I'll explain it later when we get the shape right. Right, this is definitely going to need some glue into here because it's quite exaggerated. I need to stabilise it. Right, this is just a thin CA glue. Before I do that, just put a bit of card underneath just in case it runs down onto the bed of the lathe. You can see the pith of this piece is still there, which is where these cracks come from. So whoever's cut this blank didn't get the pith out, which is a bit of a shame. Right, I'll let that sit for a few minutes, give it a chance to seep into the hole, then I'll come back and do it again. Just take some very fine cuts over the surface. Okay, good. I'm just going to sharpen up again and do some more shear scrapes just to try and cut back on this. All this here we've got is end grain. Not so bad this, I don't know. I've got a fair amount of end grain to worry about, so I'm going to try and get my bowl gouge as sharp as I can and then do some very sheer cuts to try and cut that down before we start finishing off the shape and sanding. Actually, before I do that, I just want to take this in a bit more of a curve at the bottom. That's going to sharpen up again. Right, all sharpened up again. Now these are going to be very, very fine cuts, so you'll see the shavings coming off. They won't be big like this, they'll be a lot finer, a lot lighter, like that, hopefully. This wood is strange. It just doesn't want to be smooth. All right, we'll get it sanded and see if we can get it smooth, if we can force it to be. Right, messy. Okay, it's so-so. We got rid of the end grain. Not entirely happy with the wood underneath, but it's what we've got to work with, so we're going to continue on. Now, I've only sanded up to 250 because I decided whilst I was faffing around trying to sand this thing that I am going to colour it. And 250 still leaves enough on the grain there to be able to penetrate it. But to help the process, first of all, I'm going to clean it off with isopropyl alcohol. My favourite. Now this should hopefully also help to open up the pores to allow the colour in more easily. I'm not going to colour it dark. I'm just thinking of a red or something like that. So I still won't be able to see the grain through it, but I just want to embellish it in some way to enhance it. I'll just let that dry for a little bit and then I shall glove up. Which one of those is black? Figure out as we go along. Right, I'm going to put a darker colour on the base and then kind of blend it up into the red at the top. So I think this is the black. Well, it could be the purple. It's not very black anyway, that's fine. I was thinking of getting my Indian ink out, but that would be too much, too heavy for this. We'd lose the grain and everything. Right, I'm going to take it further up, all the way around, and then sand back. I should just leave it in the grain. Just to help the process on, I'm just going to hit it with a heat gun. Mask back on. I'm just going to sand down to about here. try and blend it as I go. So don't get rid of it all, just to a certain point. Okay, this time with a different sponge, I'm just going to head towards the top. Okay, that seems to have gone quite smoothly. The separation of the colours in the grain has worked an awful lot better than I hoped it would. That needs to be tried a bit more. It's worked an awful lot better than I thought it would, so I'm really pleased with that. We'll wait till it's fully dry. I'll get the heat gun back out in a second, and then we'll just give it a quick going over with 400 grit. We'll put a sealer on it and then hit it with some Yorkshire grit. And we should get a nice shimmer from this, I think. A hairdryer would work just as well, but given my follically challenged head, I don't have one. And if I use the wife's, I don't think she'll be very happy. Right, now we're going to seal it. That's dried off. With some Hampshire sheen. Well, that works. Right, we'll get this turned around and do the inside. That feels pretty good. I could run a scrape around on the inside, but it may need doing again after I've put the inlay in. But yeah, no, I'll leave it. Right, I'm just going to cut the inlay. just going to sand that back. Now, for the observant ones, you'll notice that this wall is slightly thinner than this wall. I left it that way because when we put the resin in, we're going to have to do some sanding and possibly some trimming on the inside, and then that should even itself out. And then they'll both hopefully be the same thickness at the end. Now, the inside walls are slightly curved in at the top, which means that when you grab sweets and put them into your hand, they'll fall over and into your hand, as opposed to being an open lip where you'd have to physically grab hold of it. That's the design idea behind that. Right, let's get this off and start looking at an inlay. Okay, I suddenly got a message on my phone, which made me think my phone's not recording. So, to bring you up to speed, I've put 5 different colours out to mix into this bowl rim. Each one's been mixed with a small amount of 5-minute epoxy. I'm just dribbling these in to try and fill up the whole area. So you're caught up, you didn't mix much. Okay, let's have a bit of fun. A little blowtorch. When we hit it with a blowtorch, it'll warm up the resin, it'll pop it from any air bubbles, but it'll also make it more fluid. And it'll start running into each other a bit, and also filling up where we need it to fill up. I need some more resin in this area here to fill it up. Hit it with a torch again. And now with a very, very fine pointed wooden stick, I'm just going to run this round to help have a bit of style to it. There we go. Now if it stays looking like that, I think we'll be on a winner. So I'm going to put this somewhere very, very flat, and we'll come back to it in a few hours and see what it's like. Okay, we're back on the lathe. I must admit, I'm really happy the way that inlay came out. So let's get this turned back and see how it really looks. That's quite special. Okay, we've got some tidying up to do on the inside, so I'll stay with a scraper and see how that comes out. Okay, much better. Let's get some sand and paper in there and make this one pretty. I'll let you watch a bit of the sanding, but I'll bring you back when it's all done. It's not the most exciting thing in the world to watch. Okay, just again with the shellac base sealer. And now we'll apply a bit of Yorkshire grit. Okay, Yorkshire grit applied in the usual way. Another clean with isopropyl. Finishing off with the Hampshire sheen. It's fully food safe, so we're going to be able to put our nuts in here, or sweets, or any other delight that we're going to be given over Christmas and other times of the year as well, obviously. I'll give you the outside another going over as I can. Not too fast at the start. Right, let's take a look at what we've done. There we go, my first bit of turning with Willow. I am so happy the way this inlay came out. That really looks quite sensational. Initially I hadn't intended to put an inlay in this, but I just wanted it to be a little bit more than it currently was. The colouring went well on the outside, but this is absolutely beautiful. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I would really love it if you could hit the like and subscribe button. It certainly helps me out. And if you leave a comment as well, then you'll be entered in for a giveaway when we get to 2,500 subscribers. But apart from that, thank you very much indeed, and I'll see you next time.